This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smokin Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and MM The nightly podcasts are Hallis Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.
Your ass better call somebody! Yeah, you better call somebody. Call your friend, call your cousin. Call somebody, get him here. Yeah, it's time for Wrestletalk, and guess who your host is today? It is me, Ralph Williams, and guess why? Because, yeah, let me talk to you, because I am Ralph Williams, the booking machine, as they say. Also, I want to thank my co-host, who we're going to bring up here in a second here, Smokin Jim Frazier. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in today here for Wrestletalk, another great edition. Lots to talk about, as always, here on this program. One of the best wrestling talk show in the entire nation and across the United States and around the world as well, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and also we are on the Huddle Sports Network and the Kick Network as well. All right, and working on some other entities as well, and that's coming up. All right, we are in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios in Berlin, Maryland, Studio 10. That's 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Give them a call today. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you. Western Pennsylvania's #1 heating and air conditioning. And please do not forget, Mata does snow melt for you and UV lighting. You want to keep thieves away from your house? Just get some great UV lighting. Don't want to be slipping on the ice or the snow, getting out of your car. Don't want to be, dropping groceries all over the place after you get out of your car because you can't see. Get UV lighting. Get snow melt for the winter. Call Mata, 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. And also Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland. Listen, you want to come down here for the summer. Maybe you want a summer home down here in Ocean City. Maybe you're fixing to move down here. Maybe, and I say maybe, you're also fixing to maybe perhaps get a summer rental place for yourself, or to rent out for your to make yourself some money, or whatever you're going to do. Or if you just want to come down and stay for a couple of days and get a rental, call Mike Dotson. Mike's the man. He's been doing it for over 20 years. 410 area code 596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland. Smokin Jim Frazier, welcome back from your trip. And it's great to have you back here on the show. And I want to thank Pensman Sports for filling in for you last week. Thank you. Smokin Jim.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. This is my most favorite thing to do all week.
You know it. All right, let's get started here, Smokin Jim. First, I want to announce that prayers out to the Jerry the King Lawler, who is a Hall of Famer. He had a stroke recently and is in the hospital for a stroke. I believe this is his second stroke, and he's also has even had a heart attack. So, but Jerry the King Lawler, let's say some prayers for him as well. And also, we have a lot to talk about today, Smokin' Jim, including we got Wrestlepalooza coming up this Saturday on ESPN. It starts at 7 o'clock. My thing here is I just can't see and understand how ESPN ditched college football to put WWE on. I mean, they make a lot of money off of college football, and they're known for that. But you know what? WWE also makes money, and they make a lot of money. So, your thoughts on this this arrangement here? And we're going to go over the card for this week's Wrestlepalooza. Last night's Raw, Friday night SmackDown coming up this week. Do we see on Raw a future match between Rusev and Dirty Dom? Now we have a third El Grande Americano. The second one's called Deuce Americano. I don't know what the third one's name is at this time, but now there's three of them. So where do we go from here with those? And possibly in the next few weeks or two, I've been getting a lot of requests for El Ralfo Americano to come back. They said he did a very good job hosting for me. And, they want to know if he's coming back. If I have something going on Tuesday and I need him to fill in for me, I will have him here. So just to let you know. All right, Pensman, welcome to the show here. He says, can you smell what Pensman is cooking? I like that when they're smoking, Jim. Can you smell what Pensman is cooking? There we go. All right, we got Chris here. He says, and Ted DiBiase also fell last week, too. I wanted to talk about that as well. Ted Oates was my favorite wrestler in the 80s. All right, Ted Oates. All right. But thank you, Chris, for that. But anyway, I forgot to. Ted DiBiase fell last week, and but he's back. He's out of the hospital. He's feeling better. But he had a fall at the airport or on an airplane or something to that effect. Chris also says, I would rather watch old school Georgia championship wrestling in the early 80s than the new stuff. Yeah, than the new Dynamite. You know what, Chris, you are correct. And let me go into this a little bit, Smokin' Jim, and I think you'll probably agree with me. When we talk to people out there in the street about wrestling, some of the people, back in the day, like, when we talked to Claudio, our good friend and media colleague, Claudio Rosano, when we talk to him, and he always says things about how, talks about the Bruno Sammartino days, Hulk Hogan, and all that. That's what everybody talks about. The younger generation who grew up with some of this stuff now and some of the millennials. I mean, I grew up with Sammartino, Hogan, and the current stuff now because I've been following wrestling since I was 5 years old. So, I think you'll agree with me, Smokin' Jim, that some of that was some of the best wrestling that's in the 80s and 90s when you had the WCW Monday Night War with WCW or with WWE. You had Hulk Hogan as a heel and as a baby face in the 80s and whatnot. Your thoughts on Chris's comment?
Well, Claudio's a dinosaur. Love him, but he's a dinosaur. Hey, wrestling's always been great, but it's never been as great as it is right now. And these guys are phenomenal athletes. Some of the stuff that they're doing, you only seen Jimmy Superfly Snuka doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just incredible. The athleticism and the size of some of these guys, man. This is the best time it's ever been for wrestling.
Well, yeah, they make more money now, way more than they ever did. I mean, you ask some of these guys out here, they made peanuts back in the day compared to what they're making now. I mean, some guys like Brock Lesnar is making, what, $1 million per appearance or something like that, So, and Chris is saying he liked Ted DiBiase. The Big Cheese character. And also when he was the $1 Million Man. Ted DiBiase also was a good Hall of Fame wrestler. who, he made his money on the $1 Million Man persona. And so, and he actually is a millionaire. He really is. He's made some money in some other entities like JBL, who's made money over the years giving stock tips. And he used to have his own stock talk show, something to that effect, or financial advice on CNBC. So, guys do different things like that. Some guys bank their money, some spend it on drugs, others, lose their money in gambling. I mean, wrestlers, athletes, all kinds of stuff. But, a lot of them, wrestling's making a lot more money now than it ever made before. And the publicity out there is very good compared to what it once was before. All right, Smokin' Jim, let's talk about this WrestlePalooza. Let's break down some of the matches here. First, we're going to start with John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Your thoughts on this match? Does Cena win this match to go out on top, retiring, or does Brock's dominance win this match? Your thoughts. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm glad don't forget Ted DiBiase had Virgil with him.
Yes.
Virgil's from Wilkinsburg, PA, here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Virgil died last year.
He made Virgil. He made Virgil what he was,
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And I actually kind of forgot about Virgil a little bit there, but and then Virgil was part of the NWO as Vincent in the NWO in the 90s with Hulk Hogan and Ted DiBiase and all that. All right, Chris says, what if a terrorist attack breaks out in Saudi Arabia during WrestleMania? That's a good question, Chris. I don't know if you heard the announcement, Smokin' Jim. 2027 WrestleMania will be in Saudi Arabia. Your thoughts on Chris's comment there, and your thoughts on the WWE in Saudi Arabia for 2027 and WrestleMania?
Well, I'm not one to speculate, so.
There you go. All right. That was a simple answer. I like that answer. I'm not one to speculate. You're right. All right. Let's see here. Virgil was like a brother to Ted DiBiase. Yes, he was. Chris, thank you, Chris, for being part of the program. I appreciate it as well. And I want to thank which I forgot to do on the Sports Corner show today. I was out and about today. I was at Staples and ran into some Washington Commander fans. And they said they watch my programs and they like it. They like how I beat the mayor of Ocean City up on my Ralph's or the Way I See It show. And they like some of the rest of my material. I appreciate those guys. And please like and subscribe to all my programs as well. And please to all my friends' programs as well. Jay, wow, Jay, I haven't heard from you for a while. How are you today? All right. What's this say here? Four horsemen forever. Yes, indeed, Jay. 4 horsemen. Absolutely. They were the pinnacle of They made WCW. If it wasn't for the 4 horsemen, WCW would be an afterthought. Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Ole Anderson, and then later down the road, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, Lex Luger, Sting, Steve Mongo McMichael. I could probably name you just about everybody that was in and out as a 4. Barry Windham, a lot of guys that were just in and out as a 4 horsemen. And, they were one of the great factions of all time, other than the NWO and some of the other ones as well. All right. What's up, Jay, says Pensman. Yeah, we haven't heard from Jay for a while there, Pensman. Also, don't forget to tune into Pensman's programming as well. Later on, we have some independent wrestling announcements for you in Western Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, West Virginia. I will promote anyone's independent wrestling shows. So we do support all the independent wrestling shows, and we'll work on getting some of those wrestlers on. And some of the guys that are on, like Dan Polinsky, who runs the Pros of Wrestling. He's got 2 events coming up, one in October, one in November. We'll talk about that later on. I'll give you the dates and times on that. KSWA wrapping things up this year. They have an event coming up in West Hills. And a few other wrestling companies that have some stuff going on, not only just in Western Pennsylvania, but Maryland and, across the United States as well. We will promote independent wrestling here on this program because we're for the little guy. Independent wrestling also has become very popular as well. It's affordable for families. It's more interaction. It's a great thing. Ask Smokin Jim. He'll tell you. I interact even at those events. Do your job, ref. So But anyway, all right, Smokin Jim. Your thoughts, Cena, Brock Lesnar. What do you think of this match?
I think Cena's going to win. Man, you got to love the history between the two. I think John Cena will go out on top.
Yeah, so do I. I believe he will. He's got 6 more events after Raw last night. He said he has 6 more events going on. I'm not sure which ones they are, and I know from what I've read and from what I understand, he supposedly is going to be a captain for he's putting together a Survivor Series team. So I'm not sure exactly what that team is, but it's all good. What you get to do. Exactly. And Pensman, he does a really good job as well. He does play-by-play for Michigan football games. He likes J.J. McCarthy, so he does Minnesota Viking games, play-by-play right on the air on YouTube and Facebook. And Brian Pettit from Tiger Stripes Media also is there as well. He's part of my Saturday sports show as well. And he's very good with statistics. He gives scores. He helps out in any way he can. Promote both of these brands. Help them out. There's Tiger Stripes with Brian Pettit, and then Pensman Sports as well. YouTube. Subscribe to their YouTube channel. Help them out. Check out their material like you check mine out, and and then that way you can get a variety of different people do. What I always say. Different people do different things. Different websites do different stuff as well. So that's how it works here. We all try to stick up for one another, help each other out. And don't forget tonight at 7:30, the Sports Nuts Show. They're going to be going over college football. Brandon Keeler, who supports my stuff, and I support his as well. And I will tell you this much, and I forgot to mention it earlier today. And the good Lord has blessed me with my media friends, and has blessed me with a lot of good people that I've worked with. Some good people that I've worked with that I couldn't get along with or had some problems with or whatever over the years in media. It's just surprisingly enough that I'm finally going to get the last laugh out of this deal. I have a person today that I signed a contract with that's a broker. He works with media talent. He's going to try to get my shows on some national radio syndication all across the United States. I'm working on some stuff as well. I signed a contract to work with his agency today. And I want to let everyone know that RW Media Productions and Ralph Williams has finally, as Porky would say in Porky's Revenge, has finally got his revenge. Karma is a you-know-what. And I'm not going to say it here on the air today, but karma is a you-know-what. I told everybody out there. I told the Pittsburgh media, you want to treat me like a redheaded stepchild? Well, you know what you just did? You just gave me more fuel to add to my fire. And now my fire is even better than it's ever been. My health is a little bit better. I'm controlling my diabetes. I've lost a ton of weight. I've come down here to live in Ocean City. My life is better right now. I've got some kinks in the armor down here that I'm still trying to figure out and get things together. Okay. And I appreciate all the support out there from all you subscribers and media colleagues out there and friends. I really appreciate it. But I signed a contract today and you're going to be hearing a lot more of my voice all across the country. Okay, and you're also going to be hearing more of Sports Corner Radio Show, more of the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno Show, Ralph's Opinion. You're going to be hearing all that stuff. Okay, never thought of Ralph as being a redheaded stepchild. Yeah, Jay. Well, you know what? I was up in Pittsburgh. I was disrespected by the media up there for many years. I got back into doing this because I love talking on a microphone. I love being a DJ. Went to school to be a DJ, Jay. Never really made it, in the Pittsburgh market. And it's really sad. But I could have probably went somewhere else and decided to stay here with my family. But, we all make mistakes, Jay. I've made a few. That's why I like to play the We Are the Champions, at least the beginning part of it. I've paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence and committed no crime. And that mistakes, I have made a few. But I've come out smelling like a rose at times. And now it's starting to happen in broadcasting. So, national talent, you can get it. Thank you, Jay. I really appreciate that. It's been a while, Jay, but I'm glad to see you're back tuning into the RW Media Productions. And please tune in to all my other friends out there as well. All right, including Jeremy Ballrick up in Detroit there, too. All right, Smokin' Jim, let's get back to wrestling talk here. I'm done spewing what I need to say here. But Smokin' Jim, let's get back into wrestling here. The mixed tag team match, CM Punk, AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. What a match this is going to be. Your thoughts on this match? Go.
Seth Rollins and the man.
All right, Pensman said you go, Ralph. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. Last night proved it. They outsmarted the CM Punk again. I mean, Becky walked out screaming and hollering. Seth went out behind, and then as soon as AJ Lee turned her back, here comes Becky Lynch. Boom, And if that and Seth Rollins always has a plan. We saw that at the Clash at Paris. Despite the fact that like LA Knight would say, the two oddballs weren't with them. But speaking of the two oddballs, they're going to be fighting the Usos. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are going to be fighting the Usos. You see a little kink in that armor there too, as well, with the Usos, or do you think it's just a thing about LA Knight? Jimmy seems to like LA Knight. Jay don't trust LA Knight, and they've had their differences and things like that. Do you think Jay's still thinking about being a singles competitor, or do you see them winning some more tag team gold, or going back to the bloodline? What do you see for the Usos, Smokin' Jim? And first, I want your thoughts on this match and who's going to win it, and your thoughts on where the Usos go.
Well, there's always room for dissension with that group. So you never know what's going to happen. They get mad. Next thing you know, they turn on each other. I like Braun Breaker. I think that tag team will win.
That's right, Pensman. Yeah, let me talk to you. Ralph Williams. That's right. Always remember that name. Ralph Williams. Always remember Smokin' Jim Frazier, Luther Dupree, and Claudia Rosano every Saturday at 2 p.m. on 1250 a.m. The Answer for the Sports Corner Radio Show. And we're also going to be that show is also going to be going national. I got this agency that I'm working on getting us on a national perspective here, and then some other markets in Western Pennsylvania. So there you are. All right. Let's move on. Smokin' Jim. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre. Your thoughts on this match?
I don't think Cody's going to lose. I would normally say Drew. Cody's been out for a long time. I don't think he's going to lose.
And congratulations are in order to him. His wife just had a baby too, about a week or two ago. So, So Brandy just had a baby, so now they have 2 kids in their household now. So there you go. All right. Okay. Io Sky versus Stephanie McClure, or whatever the hell her name is. Okay. Your thoughts on this match here for the women's world title, which was vacated by Naomi because she's pregnant. So your thoughts on this match, Smokin' Jim? Go.
A lot of people are laying up and wrestling. This is a tough one, Ralph. I need your opinion on this.
Well, I like Stephanie McClure. I like her moves. I like the way she wrestles. I think she has a chance here. I don't know what the future holds for Io Sky. She's conflicted now between Asuka and Kairi Sane. Them two, are they friends? She doesn't want them to participate and get involved. I see Stephanie winning this match, and I see Asuka getting involved somehow to screw over Io Sky. That's how I look at this match. So that's the way I see it, of course. And I see Io Sky fighting Asuka somewhere down the road. Rhea Ripley, I see her going after Nia Jax, perhaps, or something to that effect. You have Tiffy Time, who's out with an injury right now. She's not medically cleared to wrestle. Forgot to mention that as well. But you have a lot of. This is going to be an interesting Wrestlepalooza this Saturday. I think you're going to see a lot of different things. I think Jacob Fatu could get involved in this. I'm hearing now in this Bronson Reed thing and Braun Breaker match. Because I'm hearing now that he wants to go after, and also Tama Tonga returns to SmackDown this Friday too. And I hear from some good wrestling reporters, some of the good ones out there that don't throw out all the BS out there, that he's going to screw over Solo Sikoa and the MMTs or whatever they call. And I heard he's going to line himself up with Roman Reigns and whatnot in his quest to go after the blood or the Bronson or the division. And I hear that Jacob Fatu may join in with that to go after the division as soon as Roman Reigns comes back from his injuries and making movies. So, your thoughts, Smokin' Jim, on what do you think down the road could happen here? I think Jacob Fatu somehow or another could screw over Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker in this match against the Usos. I have a feeling that could happen because he is bent on going after Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, and he's also bent on going after Solo Sikoa as well. Your thoughts, Smokin' Jim? Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, Ralph. I can't add anything to it. I agree 100% with you.
All right. Let's get into. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any more matches that I missed out on here for Wrestlepalooza. I think we covered every match. Yeah, I believe we did. I don't think I'm missing anything. My question to you is last night's Raw, before we get into AEW and MLW and TNA too, because there's a lot to talk about on those ends of things as well. I want to talk about last night's Raw. Rusev got in Dom's face. Do you see Rusev becoming Intercontinental Champion? Do you see the Judgment Day abandoning ship on Dom? Or do you see Dom teaming up with these 3 El Grande Americanos and Deuce Americano and all that stuff? Because I know who the first 2 are. I'm not sure who the third one is yet. I don't even know if I don't think Chad Gable's back. But that third Americano that I saw last night, I saw a very tip of the hair sticking out, and I think that's Ivy now. I believe that. I think that's Ivy now. Because she's short enough to be the smaller of the El Grande Americanos, and I saw the tip of her hair sticking out, and I believe the back end of the mask. I believe that's Ivy now. So what do you think Dom goes here, and where do you think Rusev and the Judgment Day and all this stuff here? And Liv Morgan is due to come back soon.
I'm not sure, Ralph. I'd like to get your opinion on this one, man. That's a lot.
I think if Liv Morgan comes back, I think there's going to be friction between her and Roxanne Perez. The stories I'm hearing right now is that Liv Morgan could go babyface and go after the Judgment Day because supposedly they're going to kick her out, from what I'm to the understanding. And then also you got Finn Balor, who's not real pleased with Dom, and I think they're going to wind up kicking Dom out. And I think Dom's going to start his own faction with the El Grande Americanos, and I believe that to be the case. I think he'll start his own little faction there and get out of the Judgment Day and go on his own and do his thing. So that's the way I'm looking at it. That's my prediction. We will see what happens. Also, don't forget to tune into the Ralph Report Wrestling Edition immediately following WrestlePalooza. I will be broadcasting from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on the south side of Pittsburgh. I'm staying on the south side of Pittsburgh. I have to go back to Pittsburgh this week. I will be there from the 20th to the 25th. RalphWilliams737@gmail.com. If you'd like to meet up for a photo shoot, or if you would like to meet up and say hello. And don't forget, I still have a big audience up in Pittsburgh, but don't forget to like and subscribe up there as well, as I'm still talking Pittsburgh sports, despite the fact I live down here in near Ocean City, Maryland. I have my reasons for doing this. Check out my Ralph's Opinion show, May. During the month of May, one of the episodes, I did a top 10 reasons why I moved here. And the main one reason was public safety. It's a lot safer down here. My wife's anxiety is down. We feel safe down here, and stuff like that. So I just want to let everyone know my reasons for moving down here. And with the ocean air and and everything else down here, my health has gotten a lot better. I'm looking a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better. Some kinks in the armor with the house and some things here, but now we've got everything we need together, and things are starting to come along in my life here. I want to thank everyone for their support that has supported me, and I want to thank the ones who don't support me. There's a certain individual who didn't seem to care about the fact that I was struggling down here with my house and decided that he wanted to do what he did. That's fine. I don't care. I'm done with that. That's water under the dam. I'll let that go. But anyway, so all right, let's get back to Friday Night SmackDown coming up this week. Smokin' Jim, we have this Friday coming up on Friday Night SmackDown. Cody Rhodes going to make an appearance. Also, there's going to be a bunch of stuff probably going on. Probably hear again from John Cena. He's making his rounds to the different cities, right now to make his final appearances. He's got 6 more events going on till the end of his retirement. What will Tama Tonga do? Is he going to walk away from Solo Sikoa? Is he upset with them? I'm hearing those kind of stories. We will find out this Friday night on SmackDown. Also, I've noticed the announce team's been doing some shuffling around. Last Friday, we had Vic Joseph and Booker T on from the NXT broadcast. Corey Graves is now doing 2 shows. I hear he's not real happy about that because he likes to spend his Friday nights with his lovely wife, Carmella. And but now he's got to do both shows now. They kicked out Wade Barrett for his derogatory comments. They kicked him off the announce team because he made derogatory comments about Nikki Bella. And Spensman and I discussed that last Tuesday here on Wrestletalk because Spensman was filling in for Smokin' Jim on both shows. But like I said, we talked about that and what Wade Barrett said and did. And so now and then also I'm hearing.
What did he say? What did he say?
He said that Nikki Bella is too old to wrestle and she shouldn't even be around. And supposedly Nikki Bella blasted him on her podcast And it got out to TKO, and TKO stepped up and said, those of you know, TKO owns WWE, came out and said, out. They want him out. So, and he's known to make derogatory comments, Smokin' Jim. And I mean, it's his opinion. I get that. But sometimes you got to be very careful about what you say sometimes to people, because if it gets out on social media, and a lot of people love Nikki Bella. And I mean, she had that show on E for the longest time, and she was a great followed wrestler. I know she's fallen, she lost, some matches in the last couple matches, but you know what? Nikki Bella's a Hall of Famer, and she basically, has a good following and a good social media presence. She really let Wade Barrett have it on her podcast, and even sent her attorney. There was some threats of a lawsuit. Age discrimination, talking about somebody's age. I will give you an example of that. I am friends with former Pittsburgh disc jockey Jimmy Roach. Jimmy Roach was working for WDSY up in Pittsburgh. It's a country station. He was the morning guy up there for the longest time. And one day he came on the air and he was talking about his new grandson that was born. DSY pulled him in the office and they said, dude, don't you ever talk about your grandson again on the radio. You're fired because you talked about your grandson. We're trying to get a younger audience and you're saying stuff that's old. He filed a lawsuit, won it in court. He held out for 10 years he wasn't allowed to be on the radio. I think it was close to 8 years, maybe 10. And he ended up on Froggy 98 and he retired. And now he's retired, but you can sue for age discrimination. I mean, especially if they come right out and say something to you like that. Smokin' Jim might know this guy, Rockin' Ron Chafis, the nighttime dog. Rockin' Ron filed a discrimination suit against 97 Rock when he heard the program director make a derogatory comment and use the N-word. And he sued them, and he won. So you got to watch what you say about people's age and, that kind of thing, I mean, nowadays everybody's sue happy. So they're going out there and they're doing that kind of stuff. So you have to be careful and be a little, kind of vigilant as to what you say, because it could bite you in the butt. And now Nikki Bella has threatened to sue Wade Barrett for age discriminations, and whatnot. And the way he said it was probably improper, the way he put it. So, but the announce team for the WWE is in shambles right now. Joe Testator is doing college football like Pat McAfee. From what I'm to the understanding, his work schedule with the WWE is going to be cut back until college football's over. I have watched football games on ESPN that he has done. He's very good at what he does. So I don't know where they're going from here. Right now, they're doing the shuffle, the announcer shuffle. And they had Michael Cole doing both shows there for a little bit. Corey Graves doing both shows. They had, now Booker T and, Vic Joseph doing SmackDown last week. So it's been a shuffle. Testator was on last night. He's normally not on Raw, but he was on last night because I hear Michael Cole's going back to SmackDown. I hear him and Adam Pearce don't get along. He doesn't like the way Adam Pearce runs his show. As you know, it's out of control all the time. So, but Smokin' Jim, your thought on the announce teams?
I think for the most part, they've been pretty good. Like you said, with McAfee leaving, I think that, I don't know if he'll come back, but
yeah, that kind of spoiled the broth in the soup. You know what I mean? I mean, by him,
I like that.
Doing that. I mean, seriously, the soup was cooking, it was boiling, man. The announce teams were set, and then, on burned out. Excuse me for a minute here. I had to take a drink. My throat was getting a little raspy. So, but anyway, excuse me. Wow. Excuse me. Oh, wow. Anyway, so yeah, the announced teams are a little bit in shambles with the WWE, but we'll see what happens as we go along. Also, Jacob Fatu in trouble with the WWE. Smokin Jim. He was told, and the Usos were told by TKO and the WWE that they are not allowed to go see Roman Reigns. Why? I don't know. Okay. So the Usos didn't. I don't believe. I believe they followed the rules, but Jacob Fatu went and took a manila envelope with, or one of those real big manila envelopes with something in it from all the way from California, and he drove all the way to Florida, to Tampa, to deliver to Roman Reigns. It appears that Roman Reigns' father, Sika, is having some health issues and could be on his deathbed. So he wanted to relay the message to Roman Reigns through Sika that way. I'm hearing he could get fired for not following the rules of the WWE and TKO when they told him not to go near Roman Reigns or visit in his hotel room, or I'm sorry, a hospital room or whatever. This to me is very, very appalling. I think the WWE needs to, the McMahons, if it involved the McMahon, they would break the rules. If it involved someone else's family, maybe they would break the rules. But why can't the Anoa'i family break the rules for 1 minute so that Jacob Fatu can deliver a message from Roman Reigns' father to him? I find this very appalling from the WWE. This is a Vince McMahon type of a move. I think Triple H, Paul Lefebvre, is completely out of control with this. I think TKO is as well, to ban even the Usos from seeing their cousin. I don't know what the motivation behind it is. I don't know why. But for you to order somebody not to see their family, I would be pissed. But that's what happens when you're a WWE superstar and you sign on a dotted line. You signed your life to the WWE. Smokin Jim, your thoughts. Go ahead.
Whew. Well, I don't know anything about that. I mean, you laid it all out. Wow. I mean, that is deep, Ralph.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, but the deep part about it is I am very disappointed in Paul Lefebvre and TKO. This is about family, man. You know what I mean? I mean, let me say this, Smokin Jim. If you were on your deathbed, I consider you a part of my family. All right. If you were on your deathbed, I would drive to Pittsburgh to see you. Okay. I would do anything I can to get there to see you. And no one's going to tell me that I can't. You understand what I'm getting at? I mean, this is about family here. That's the problem I have with this, and I just don't understand why the WWE did this. I don't get it. Why can't Roman Reigns have any of his family come and see him? That has me very appalled, very angry, very disappointed in the WWE, for this, So that's the way I look at it. I mean, I know it's a business. I get that. I know you work for them. I get that too. All right. But come on, we're talking about family, Smokin Jim. Family. The man's father is on his deathbed in a hospital. He could die. And Roman Reigns can't see him. Didn't even know about it until Jacob Fatu delivered that manila folder or envelope. Okay. And I don't know what was in it, but they said Roman Reigns never shows any emotion. He was actually crying, because his dad is in bad shape. So I don't know. I don't know I don't know if the WWE is eliminating phone calls from his family. I don't know why. I don't know what the whole logistic is behind this. I will get more information on this. And when we come back in 2 weeks, or I'll do a Ralph's Report Wrestling edition. And when I do that, I will have more details on this, because to me, this is unacceptable. And should be to you too. Anyone that's a wrestling fan, shame on the WWE for this, and TKO. Shame on you. All right. Let's get into some independent wrestling here. Some announcements here. Hold on, let me find them here. All right, I got the wrong banner up, as usual. There we are. All right, let me get some stuff here. The Pros of Wrestling, they have a couple of events going on this in the next 2 months. Oh, that's not what I wanted either. That's a picture of me and Pensman on the boardwalk. Sell the team. There we go. All right, I'll get there. All-Star Wrestling. Here we go. The Pros of Wrestling. This one here is on October, I believe it's the 11th or the 20th. Yeah, October the 25th. This will be at the White Oak Volunteer Fire Department in White Oak, Pennsylvania. The Pros of Wrestling, always a good show with Dan Polinsky and his group. They put on a great wrestling event. Dan is the father of Corey Graves. I want to let everyone know that. And while we have the Pros of Wrestling up here, they have an event coming November the 8th. They are going to be in Ross Township at the Ross Township Recreation Center. The Pros of Wrestling, November the 8th. So go check out the Pros of Wrestling and some of their events coming up as well. All right, here we go. The KSWA Wrestling. They're going to be on September 20th, which is this Saturday. They're going to be in the West Hills area out there by the airport. I believe they are going to be in let me see where Robinson Township here. They're going to be at the I'm trying to see, I can't quite see the sign here real quick, but anyway, if you have any information, go on KSWA's Facebook page or website and check it out for their wrestling event. They're going to be out in the West Hills area out there near the airport in the Moon Township area. They have an event coming up this Saturday as well. All right, the Pride and Glory event is coming up this week. So that event is, I'm going to do it this way because I can't quite see that banner. Hold on a minute because of my eyes. Just give me a second here. Okay. All right, the Pride and Glory event is going to be in Mount Carmel, PA, on West 5th Street. If you have any for ticket information, call 570-933-0370. It's called the Pride and Glory Wrestling event. This event is probably going to be pretty decent here from what I'm seeing here. Bell time starts at 5 p.m. I'll get you the date in just a moment here. As soon as I find the date here. I saw everything else but the date. I don't know when. Hold on. Let me see if I got this proper here. I apologize for this, by the way. All right. Let's see here. Okay. I'm trying to find the date for you. All right. But anyway, Pride and Glory event. Call that phone number for details and also for tickets. 570-933-0370 for that event. All right. And let me see here. What's the other one here that I wanted to talk to you about was the Pros of Wrestling event. If you have any questions, get on their website, Pros of Wrestling. And also don't forget to check them out for their shows, for the 2 shows, one in October and the one coming up in November that I just talked about as well. All right. Okay. So let's move on here. All right. So we have that event going on. And then we have this one here. It's called Locked In. And that is this Saturday as well. This is a event and live pro wrestling. And I believe this is the one that's down here in Maryland, I believe. So let me see if I could try to put this up here a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, it's 433 Shippingburg Road in Newville, Pennsylvania. Check that out. It's called Locked In, Saturday, September 20th, which is this Saturday. Great card for some live pro wrestling. So check this out. If you live near there, or if you're going on some kind of a tour, there's going to be a steel cage match involved in this as well. So I just want to let everyone know as well about that. So just to let everyone know, and let me see if I can, there we go. All right. I figured out how to get out of that. There we go. All right. All right. Let's move on here to our next event. If I can find the right event that I want to talk about here. Let's see here. All right. I already talked about that one. All right. And then I'm going to put this one up on a bubble here real quick. All right. Yeah. This is going to be at the KSWA at MJ's. MJ's is in West Hills. It's called the West Hills Softball Presents Live Pro Wrestling, 6 p.m. this Saturday at MJ Steel City Saloon on Cliff Mine Road in Coriopolis. So there you go. There's KSWA. Picnic tables are $100. Fire tables are $75. General admission is $15. So look, $15 for tickets to a wrestling event, that's not a bad deal. So check that out as well. All right. Okay, so there's some events for you as well for some of that. And let me get this locked in here real quick. Oh, I already did that one. All right, we're done with that. So let me get that one finished. Okay, and I think I got one more that I'm missing here, but I got to find it real quick. See what we got here. Well, that was last week. We already talked about that one. All right, let's go into. Oh no, that's not it. That was last week. T. Ranchula's last match was 2 weeks ago, and I want to thank him for his career in wrestling. And he was a guest on our show here as well. All right, Smokin' Jim. We pretty much run out of time here. I was going to talk about some AEW stuff, MLW stuff as well. Baron Corbin is down there as his new name is Bishop Dyer. And Matt Riddle is still moving along down there as well. So we'll see where that goes. TNA Wrestling, you got Trick Williams still the champ there. The Nemeth brothers are trying to get the tag team belts back. And, TNA is doing their thing. AEW, on the other hand, they have all-out pay-per-view coming up. Hangman Adam Page versus a member of the Don Callis family. And there's also some other matches going on, some great matches AEW has set up. MJF is fighting Mark Briscoe in a match that Mark Briscoe of his choosing. We will see how that goes. Of course, MJF will probably come out on top on that one. I like Mark Briscoe. I've met Mark Briscoe. He's a great guy. But, I don't see him winning that match. MJF is hot right now. He's one of the better heels in wrestling that I think. Smokin' Jim, final thoughts before we wrap it up. Go ahead.
Another great, awesome show, man. Talk about the information, man, that you provided for all the fans, man, and the listening audience, man. It was really amazing, man. This is a great time to be a wrestling fan, and I'm glad I'm one.
Yeah, exactly. So am I. So, it's great. Wrestling is hot right now. Also, don't forget AEW. You got Darby Allin. I believe he's going to be going up against Jon Moxley at this all-out pay-per-view coming up soon. You also have have some other matches going on. Don Callis family getting bigger and better. The Hurt Syndicate is, fighting with Ricochet and his little faction there that he has. And AEW is starting to come up with some storylines now, as I've said many times here. And we're going to see how far they go and where they're going to go with some of their stuff. All right. For Smokin' Jim Frazier, I'm Ralph Williams. Have yourselves a great night. And until in 2 weeks from today, I will be back on Saturday, this Saturday, right after the WrestlePalooza on ESPN to do the Ralph Report Wrestling Edition to bring you up to speed on what's going on, what happened with the card, give you my opinion of some of the matches and things like that. But anyway, until 2 weeks from today, have yourself a great day and please be safe. Thank you and God bless.